So today I'm about to show you a brand new watch that I just bought. I'm wearing my Tudor Glamour, steel and gold with a champagne dial. Sort of kind of shows you where the direction this video is going. Yes, I got another Tudor. This is Tudor number 4 for me and I'm really excited. Let's go to the other room and check it out. So here I am again. I bought another watch and it's another Tudor. So I bought my wife the Tudor Style steel and gold with the champagne dial. Turns out she didn't like it. I really liked it. I was kind of taken by the fact that how ignored that watch was, the style, the Tudor style, how underappreciated it was. So I decided I think it was time for me to put my money where my mouth is and get myself one. I ended up returning her steel and gold Tudor style. So basically I bought myself a Tudor style of my own. This is a 41 meter Tudor style on a bracelet. Fluted bezel and all steel. The fluted bezel is steel. It's not white gold. The case and obviously the dial is a nice silver color. And this is the spec I wanted. I was honestly aiming more towards the 38. Couldn't find a 38. In all honesty, one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and buy this watch now was the fact that Tudor just recently as of Watches and Wonders, they discontinued the style. So I was thinking, if I'm ever going to get one of these things, I gotta get one now, or I'm never going to get one. Who knows if Tudor will ever make another watch like this with the fluted bezel like this? I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe one day they will, and if they will, I'll check it out. Maybe I'll trade this one in for the newer version. But right now, they're just concentrating on Black Bay this, Black Bay that. You know, reaching to the past with Black Bay 54, they made a 37 millimeter like diver's watch based on their first diver's watch. Yeah, this thing is pretty cool. I mean, this is the spec I wanted to get. I wanted one with a silver dial. I was thinking, you know, if I bought the steel and gold one, I probably wouldn't wear it very much. Like I've said in the past, I'm not very flashy. I'm a very casual guy. I'm mostly wearing t-shirts and jeans, or at most I'm wearing polos and jeans, a polo shirt and jeans, maybe a pair of like shoes or something. But I'm not a really flashy guy. But I do like a nice watch, and this is definitely a nice watch. I also wanted to check a box and get myself a watch with a fluted bezel. To get a 41 millimeter Rolex Datejust, we're talking, I think it's just over $10,000 because the fluted bezel is made of white gold. And honestly, that is not, I don't know whether or not you think it's worth it or not is up to you. Probably, there's something to be said about brand prestige and stuff. Obviously, this is a Tudor. This is the closest thing you can get to a Datejust without actually buying a 41 millimeter Datejust. Tudor used to make the Tudor Prince, right? The Tudor Prince was basically like a Datejust copy. It was basically an oyster case with a off-the-shelf movement, like an ETA or Sellita-based movement, and they sold that for until very recently in the States. They stopped selling it pretty recently. They kept selling it in like some Asian territories as well, but again. After they stopped selling the Prince, they started selling the Style, which is this watch. And that only lasted, I think the Style came out in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. 2010 maybe, I'm not sure. And they sold it until it was discontinued, and now you cannot buy a watch like this anymore from Tudor. You cannot buy a watch with a fluted bezel anymore. You just can't, other than the Tudor Royal. But the Tudor Royal has a very different bezel. This does not. The Tudor Royal bezel looks nothing like the Rolex Datejust bezel. This is like the closest you're going to get from a Tudor, and time was running out because like I said, it was discontinued, and you're just not going to find these things anymore. And this is like, I bought this off of Chrono 24. This is I guess it's like a new old stock. It's like old, but it's brand new. It still has warranty. It came with box and paper, so. I've pretty good peace of mind right with this package. So I brought out my entire Tudor collection. I got my new style here, Tudor Glamour, Black Bay 58925, and my 1926, which is my first Tudor. So first, second, third, and fourth. So I guess I really kind of gravitated more towards more of the dress style watches from Tudor. I just didn't. So I guess if I buy another Tudor, I may have to go for something a little more, more tool watchy. You know, more of a tool watch, more of a diver kind of thing. Because, you know, I've experienced heavily the dress watch, and obviously I have my Black Bay 5895, but I feel like I need a Pelagos or something, like a big chunky like Tudor, or like a normal or just a normal 41mm Black Bay or something like that, just to round things out. But you know, for now I think I had a pretty good collection, really nice collection of dials. I'm representing, I got black, you know, kind of like the taupey gray color, you know, obviously champagne, and you know, now with the silver with the style. If I had to choose one that I would probably consider parting with, it would probably be the Glamour. I do like it, but you know, there's a few quirks that have kind of like started bugging me. I never really, to be honest, I was never really into the single line of. I was never really into the single line of like gold. And here, I think it would have been better with, you know, having the polished stainless steel in the middle and the two lines of gold here. I think it would have been a lot better. The bezel is kind of like, you know, it's you either love it or you hate it kind of thing. So I do like it. I do like the fact that it does have the day complication, and you really can't get that on any other Tudor. Again, other than the Tudor Royal, I don't really like. I prefer the Glamour to the Tudor Royal, honestly. So I would probably keep the Glamour, but we'll see. If I had to get rid of one, it'd probably be this one. I'd probably have to replace it with another like steel and gold Tudor of some sort. But for now, I'm very happy with it. Again, can't get these anymore. I'm very very much looking forward to owning it. For the long term, I think this is a watch that I don't think it's going to appreciate, but I don't think it's going to depreciate very much, given the fact that you can't buy these anymore. They were never very popular to begin with, and the fact that you can't even get a watch like this from Tudor anymore, I think it's just going to become more of a collectible than a commodity kind of watch. It's just going to be. I think this may become something that may at least, you know, hold its value pretty well, in my opinion. And going forward, I think I did pay $2,300 or so plus tax and shipping. I think it was like $20 or $30 to ship it, and very reasonable. And it came, like I said, it came with papers, and the little card says that it was purchased in December of 2022. So I have most of the 5 years of warranty left. So in that regard, I feel pretty safe. These, like I said, this has an edit movement. It has, as you can see, it's denoted by the smiley face here, just like my 1926. The little smiley face means that it has an off-the-shelf movement, and I don't think it's a bad thing. It just means that it's a lot easier to service in the future. Honestly, I don't care. You know, the fact that I have so many watches, having an accurate watch, totally not very important to me. It's just not that important for me to have a watch COSC certified. I have like over 30 watches at this point. I change my watches so often, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day, that accuracy is way down the line as far as my priorities. I prefer to have a watch with the right look, and you know, the in-house movement. Yeah, it's cool. Got it with my I have it with my Black Bay 95 here, and it's great. You know, but honestly, this movement, I haven't even really talked about it much, but I actually had to take it in for service. But I'm going to talk about this in my future update video, which I haven't posted yet or even recorded. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just a huge fan of Tudor. I think they make such great stuff. I do appreciate their older stuff, as you can see. The fact that this is discontinued, honestly, I don't understand why nobody cared too much for these watches. But who knows? Whether or not they put out another watch like this I have no idea. But we'll see. Again, this does have the kind of like the clasp here, so very similar to my Glamour, very similar to my my 1926. It's very similar to the clasp mechanism. I honestly, I've kind of gotten used to it. Again, these are more watches, dressier watches, so I think that it's appropriate. The watch, you know, I guess the only downside is no micro adjustability on these watches. This doesn't have any half links as you can tell, but they are screw down links, which is good. And yeah, so it looks like it's a 5-link design. The bracelet's a 5-link design. It has 2 brushed links on the sides, and you know, 1 big brush link in the middle, and 2 little one polished link in the middle, and then 2 smaller links that are also polished, straddling it. Again, got the clasp that's signed with Tudor here. You got a nice polished appoint here, which is you know, signed with Tudor there. It's under the plastic. I haven't removed all the plastic yet. I just got this thing, and overall, I'm very happy. Got it. The crown is there, signed with the Tudor shield. The case has such nice brushing to it. That's one of the things I like about it. I like cases that are angular like this. I prefer this to my 1926, which is all polished, and you know, the case is very curvaceous. Is that the word to put it? It's just got more curves. I like a nice angular case. It kind of reminds me more of my BlackBerry 925, which is it has a very sharp case. I just like that. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something that some people don't like it. I like it. I think it's very cool. The watch has a solid case back there, very, very customary for Tudors and Rolexes. And yeah, can't wait to try it on. And I'll give you a quick little wrist shot of it right now, and so you can see how it looks on my 7¼ inch wrist. You know, it is a little big. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish I would have found a 38. I couldn't find a 38 that I honestly did want to get a brand new one, and I found this one for under MSRP, and I kind of had to go for it. And I was like, well, you know, I was in the mood. I wasn't sort of kind of eyeing a 41mm like Datejust anyway, so I'll be like, okay, so this will be my like 41mm Datejust, like you know, looking watch. So, and as you can see, it's very thin there. It'll slip under. It's very nice. I mean, you know, I have the wrist. I can support a watch of this size. Whether or not I wouldn't recommend, if you have a wrist that's under 7 inches, I would definitely go with the 38 if you can find one. The 34 might be a little small for you, honestly. I'd probably stick with the 38. It would probably fit most people very nicely. But the 40, I can make the 41 work, and I think again, it'll be kind of a statement piece, and it just gives me more of that nice watch to look at. And I'm happy that I got it, you know, brand new with warranty as well. So, which is I thought it was a plus, and that's why I decided to buy this one in particular. But yeah, again, I was eyeing the 38mm more than the 41, but it is very nice. Okay, so I got my new my Tudor Style, and I'm quite happy with it. Just to kind of like distill my thoughts of like why I chose this particular watch was I couldn't ignore the fact that they were going to be discontinued, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to like miss out on the shot of getting this watch. I did want to get a watch with a fluted bezel. I had considered the Omega Globemaster. That's like $6,000 to $7,000, sometimes, you know, more. I did like that watch, but I just bought my Omega Seamaster. My green Omega Seamaster, which I love, and I feel like I've given a lot of money to Omega and Tudor. You know, Tudor, for the fact that this is like $2,300, it is a much smaller blow to my wallet, just to feel that like need to have my you could say like pathological need to have a watch with a fluted bezel, and so, you know, I thought, if it's just to fill that need, why not just get the Tudor? You know, it's like neck and neck with Seiko. I love Seiko. I have more Seiko watches. Obviously, they're a lot cheaper to buy, so obviously you can buy a lot more Seikos. But Tudors, I love Tudor. I love Tudor packs a really big punch with quality and value. And you know, obviously this watch is beautiful, and I love it. And obviously, other than the Globemaster, I was considering, you know, just the Datejust, but the 41mm Datejust is over $10,000 with a Jubilee and the fluted bezel. So, and if you want it in yellow gold, it's even more. I think it's like 12,000 or something. So it's just crazy money. I could buy 4 of these watches for the same price of the Datejust. And obviously, you know, it's not a Rolex, but it's, you know, it's as close as you can get to the Datejust without actually buying a Datejust, in my opinion. And again, Tudor just discontinued this watch, so it's, you know, they're just going to be harder and harder to find. So if you're interested in this watch, you better get out there and start looking. There's still a couple of new ones available in Joma Shop, but they're not this one. This particular one with the silver dial is the one I wanted. And like I said, I was willing to accept the fact that it was a 41 versus a 38 to just get this one, and the fact that it was new was just icing on the cake. And to have that extra, that almost 5 years of warranty was a really big bonus for me. Just one more thing to say about the Tudor Style. I like the fact that as opposed to the Tudor Prince, which I thought it was a really nice watch, I think the finishing on this watch is better. The bracelet is of better quality in my opinion. The point is much nicer. It's a nice, you know, polished milled deployment, and it's not a straight up copy of the Datejust. It doesn't have the Cyclops. It's a watch that sort of is a little more of its own watch versus the Tudor Prince, which is basically a Datejust clone. You know, this is straight up a Datejust clone. This is a little different enough to stand on its own. It's like I said, it's missing the Cyclops, which is a big difference. So it's not a straight up clone of the Datejust, but it does have a lot of the DNA of the Datejust and the Tudor Prince in it. So I think it's a very nice alternative. But yeah, if you have any questions about the watch, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm really excited about the watch. I love Tudor, and yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.